Club in the Car Radio. Original shows. Music news. Today's hottest mixed DJs.
Sitting here, PackJamz TV, sitting here with the most known DJ in Jacksonville, Florida, DJ Capone. What's up, homie?
Yo, what's going on?
I mean, I got a couple of questions for you. This fan requested. I mean, how long have you really been DJing for?
Oh, man, I'm not going to tell you my true age, but I started when I was 13 years old.
Okay. What era was that?
Back in the breaking eras.
Okay.
Back when everybody weren't fighting and stabbing each other. We were battling each other on cardboard, so it was a lot more safer era. But you know, when I was growing up, I had an older brother who was a breakdancer, a younger brother was a breakdancer, and I wasn't really quartered enough to know how to breakdance, so I always controlled the boom box or the radio.
Okay.
And then a movie called Beat Street came out, where the older brother was a DJ, and I watched the movie and saw him scratching on the turntable, and I said, man, I think I saw one of them dusty things in my mom's attic or closet. So that kind of started the whole thing. I grabbed my mom's turntable and hooked it up in my room and started scratching on her Lionel Richie records, and it was history from there. So,
okay.
So yeah, I think it's been destined to be a DJ. So yeah, about 12, 13 years old, I really started messing with it.
Okay. I mean, who's some inspirations to you?
Growing up, man, True Live Cruise DJ, Trash DJ, Mr. Mix. I come from Miami, so
okay.
I was born in Boston. But
305, what's up?
Exactly. I was born in Boston and raised in South Florida. And when I grew up listening on the radio, WEDR was True Live Cruise DJ. Mr. Mix was the on-air DJ at the time. And so I grew up listening to him and people like DJ Laz, Magic Mike. DJ Cut was up north.
Okay.
He was at King Cut, so people like that. Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, that's one of mine
yeah,
too.
Jazzy Jeff was definitely one of my favorites too. So those are the kind of guys that inspired me a lot to do what I do.
Good ideas. Jazzy Jeff is actually somewhere down a family tree. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I just heard about it.
He's still doing it. He's still unbelievable. So
I still watch it on YouTube.
It gives me the drive, because age does play a factor in the DJ game. But when it's all said and done at the end of the night, you're not really looking at a DJ. You're listening to what he's doing.
The music.
Yeah. So I feel confident that I've got at least another 10, maybe 15 years in this.
Okay. I mean, how do you feel about the DJ scene right now with the EDM and they're using a straight laptop versus vinyl versus CDJ? What's your outtake on that?
Well, technology is definitely has really taken a hold on the whole DJ game. I think when I really started doing it, there was only probably 5 or 6 really good DJs when I was coming up, because it was too hard. And it was really too hard to get in the game. You had to buy records. You had to buy Technics 1200s. Those were your only options. You didn't have a computer. You didn't have, a download outlet like iTunes or all these blog sites. You had to literally go to the record store and buy the records. And if they didn't have it at that record store, you had to try to find it at another record store. And, they didn't really do the online thing back then. The whole social media thing. I mean, right now it is so easy. And that's why there's probably, there's just in Duval County alone. Yeah, and that's pretty much what's happening right now. It's everybody. I mean, I've got friends of mine that, hey man, I'm DJing now. And I'm like, whoa, man, just last week you was working at Home Depot. I took the wood and made myself a little box, and just, it doesn't take much. Technology has really taken over and made it easy for DJs. But my true opinion, I think the veterans who had to actually go through that struggle with vinyl are the ones that are a lot better. You know what I mean? Yeah,
most definitely. I mean, what you got in the works right now? I see Facebook is blowing up, your Instagram, your website is blowing up. What you got in the works right now?
I'm so slammed. Just locally in Jacksonville right now, I've got 6 nights, and it's not always like that. But there's times where I'm really blessed to have that many nights, because as yourself being a DJ, it's really hard to get gigs in the city with that, because of, like we just said, with these new and upcoming DJs. A lot of them like to go in and undercut a good DJ, and the bars are struggling right now. So those bars are not doing well. Instead of paying a DJ $250, $300 a night, they're gonna want to pay a guy that's $100 or $50 bar tab, and just have a presence,
free hookah,
free hookah or something. Have a presence of a DJ at their venue. You know what I mean? But I'm really blessed right now. I still do a lot of stuff out of town. I've got a network of college bars that I do in Georgia. I do Tifton, Georgia, Americus, Georgia, Athens, Georgia, Statesboro, Georgia, Valdosta. So and those guys bring me out. Every semester I do at least 5 or 6 dates with them, and what they do is they'll give me like a 3 or 4 day run, and it's more profitable for me to go, and I'm gone from home for 3 or 4 days. But They're easily, a couple-hour trips each day, and then I just locked in a new bar in Clemson that I'm gonna start in April.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, one of the college guys, actually this weekend, he was at one of the clubs I played at, and he's opening a brand new club in Clemson, and he's like, April's my grand opening, I'm flying you out. So,
that's a big deal.
it's really cool. So right now, as far as any other projects, man, I've got a studio in my house, and I do produce my own remixes and make beats. So at one point I was working on a Duval mixtape, which all the beats were going to be produced by me and my crew of producers, and we were going to feature a lot of Jacksonville talent like Young Cash, J.
I heard the T-Rone.
T-Rone. Yeah, I did a little T-Rone remix, Cry remix on SoundCloud. Go to check it out. I'm not quite finished with that yet, but I've got a lot of things in the works on that. But it gets so busy sometimes when I'm either traveling or every night, and people don't realize, but I do during the day. I also do bookings for MTV, and I do things like for Big Black, and so other than the DJing at night and doing the remixes during the day in my office, I also try to do other ways of making money, and I book myself. I get myself out there, so I've got some things in the works. As far as any tours or anything, I don't really have any big tours that I'm working on right now with any artists. Last year was great. I went on tour with Bam Margera for 7 dates. I was on tour with Hobson, the whole Funk Volume guys for a 7-day tour with those guys. I went on tour with MGK.
I think I seen MGK, correct?
Yeah, I was on tour with MGK for 4 cities. So, and then basically I was just a tour DJ. I was keeping the crowd entertained during their set changes and whatever. And I was very fortunate to do that. And so, and those things were all like last minute things. A lot of people contact me, hey, you interested in doing that? And if it's the money's right and I can take off from my regular nights, I'm there, so.
What was this about? I think I seen something you went out of the country DJing.
Yep, I believe it was in August. I was booked in Cancun, and I played Cancun. Yeah, which is awesome. Funny story about Cancun, though. A lot of people probably don't realize this. Cancun, you can't just fly into Cancun and DJ there. What happened was when I went to Cancun and I jumped on the turntables, they took me off 25 minutes later. They had immigration came in there with Mexico. If you're getting paid in a Mexican country, you have to join a union or be part of a thing because they want to tax you. They want to make money.
Most definitely.
What happened was
so does America.
Yeah, a competitive club found out an out-of-town DJ from the States was coming, so they looked at it and said, they didn't file the proper paperwork, so they snitched them out. They're a competitive club. So I was 25 minutes, it was packed, and then 25 minutes of my set, and immigration came in there and pulled me off.
Wow.
And basically said, sorry, I got paid already. They had but
it wasn't your fault.
It was really upsetting because I really wanted to play this club. So unfortunately, so my set in Cancun was really short, but I'm going back in April, so the paperwork hopefully will be processed right. But it almost happened to me in Belize. But after I did Cancun, we went to Belize. I did Corzal, Belize, and San Pedro. With San Pedro is an island, and it's unbelievable. I'm talking the water, the whole Caribbean. I want to go back, not even just to play, just to visit.
Relax.
The most beautiful place, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life, and it was something of an adventure. But it was great playing for Belize. Belize is people don't realize this either. Belize is one of the only Central American countries that actually speak English.
Really?
Everywhere else speaks Spanish. So Belize is one of the only countries that actually speak, and they're almost like a Jamaican. They listen to a lot of Caribbean music. So they're heavily influenced with Caribbean music. So anytime I'm booked anywhere outside of Jacksonville, I always go, especially if it's a good little distance away, I always do my research and see what they're doing. I'll look up their radio stations.
Every great DJ does.
And see what's hot. So when I did my research on Belize, so what I did is I ended up bringing a lot of Mouvatan, a lot of reggae remixes, and it was great. And they really loved house music, EDM out there. So it was a really, really good time, and actually they're bringing me back in April. So I'm excited about that.
That's good, dude. Congrats on that.
Thanks,
What's the biggest crowd you DJ for?
I did a crowd in California. It was called the Epicenter with 70,000 people. It was
70,000.
It was a
Do you
huge
still
concert.
get nervous?
Yeah, believe it or not, I still get nervous in front of big crowds, and like for instance tonight, you're here with me at Sweet. I'm doing a drummer versus DJ show tonight, and
I seen these guys, Georgia, Florida. I think it was 2012. Was it?
This past year it was Florida, Georgia. Yeah.
I seen the past shows. May have been 2012.
Drummer DJ.
Yeah, drummer versus DJ, and it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Check them out on YouTube.
It was 2011 actually, because that was one of our last shows. Yeah, it was one of our last shows. We had separated due to some business things. We had a lot of personal issues, and we actually just kind of stopped doing the project. We created it in 2008, and we took it everywhere. We were on tour with Warped Tour 2010 and 11. We went to L.A. and played in L.A., Mississippi, Omaha, Nebraska, Iowa.
I mean, tell them who's the drummer, though. This is not just any drummer.
No, John Wilkes is the drummer. He was the drummer for the band Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and then a few other bands after that. So he is a well-known drummer, and he grinds just like me. So I respect everything he's doing because right now he's pretty much playing with everybody. He just performed with Corella.
Big deal.
Yeah, that's huge. So there's rumors that he may be going on tour with them in the spring. So there's a lot of things that John's doing. So, we kind of sucked up our differences and ran into each other at a festival, and we said, let's do some reunion shows. Because, I've played with other drummers like Will Neal and Split Tone. Yeah, I played with Chris Collin of Fusebox Funk, and those guys are phenomenal drummers. But I had 3 or 4 years chemistry with John, and we just really, there was just something about me and him that really just clicked really, really well. And I'm really excited about tonight, and I got butterflies for my show tonight because we haven't played together
in 2 years. Reunion.
Yeah, it's the reunion show. So, but I still do get butterflies. It's just human nature, man.
Yeah. And you know what, for me, getting butterflies, I feel like I perform better under that pressure. It's something about once you let that first record play, all that just goes out. Yeah,
my whole thing is like, it's not the butterflies of performing, it's the butterflies of what can happen. I didn't plug in my laptop. You just don't know. So it's that like, oh gosh, I've got 50,000 people, 10,000, even 1,000 people. It doesn't. If I had all these people in front of me, and I just worry about grabbing the wrong track or accidentally kicking the plug. And there's so many stories I can tell you of things that have happened in the past. So it's not based on if I'm.
I mean, with that being said, what's the craziest thing that has happened?
Oh man,
let's get the top 2.
I'll do the top 2.
Real quick, top 2. Real quick, top 2 craziest things.
Okay, I did a huge concert in South Florida, and at the time I was using virtual vinyl, which is in sense virtual DJ.
Okay.
I had
clearly that was a while ago.
Oh yeah, it's been at least probably about 5 or 6 years ago. But I had my box for some reason was not working. So when I plugged in the interface box, nothing was working. So I had to end up using Serato for my very first time, never using it. And that was a really rough patch. It really was because I didn't know anything about setting up crates. I've never touched Serato in my life.
Getting into it.
Yeah, so that was kind of a messed up situation. I did my thing, and there was another DJ there to kind of help me out a little bit. So it was
doesn't
cool.
happen anymore.
No,
everybody's for themselves these days. Seems like
really
we
bad.
got a couple of good guys out there still.
No, yeah, there's and you can ask anybody in town, man. I'm a really good guy. I'm not stuck up. I mean, I've done a lot of big things in my days. I mean, people don't know I toured with Biggie Smalls, back in the day. So I'm old school era,
Biggie,
man.
Not just any Biggie.
Yeah,
Biggie
so
Smalls.
I'm an old school. I think the older school cats, just kind of respect the game, and I just. I've got guys that want to shadow me, and I have no problem. Yeah, go ahead and shadow me, bro. I don't like the DJs. Let me give you. I want to give an example of saying name, but I can tell you, I've taught a DJ, and he blew up, and he's something big, and he's never done anything to ever return that favor.
Yeah.
And all I can say is YCMB.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no names, man, but that actual person, that dude used to get dropped off of my house when he was a teenager, carrying my records, let him open up for a lot of different things, and really showed the guy the ropes, and really showed him a lot. And I feel like he has said thank you, but he's never done anything in return to basically say, hey, you know what, I'm going on this little tour, or I'm going overseas, you want to open for me? Or, nothing to ever really try to help me out. And anytime I ever hear from the dude, it's like, yo, I need some white music, or hey, I need your advice on this.
Let's clarify that. It's no such thing as white music.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's clarify. I hear this too much. Hey, I need some of that top 40.
Yeah, I need some of that crossover
top 40?
White music.
2 Chainz make top 40.
Top 40 is 2 Chainz. Exactly. People don't realize that. People don't realize that.
Exactly.
So it's really a lot of undercut and a lot of crap DJs out there, and there's a lot of really guys that are really interested that want to do it.
Yeah.
But it's something to get into. What I try to tell a lot of my guys, because I have my own company, Streetworks DJs, and I have a lot of guys that DJ with me.
Which is huge in Jacksonville right now.
I try to put these guys to work. They're good guys, and I hand select my guys. I don't just add anybody to my crew, but I try to get them gigs. I try to help them out and guide them and teach them the ropes and the business, because, I'm one out of maybe a million, that are fortunate to do this for a living and actually support my wife and my kids and say that I am a full-time DJ. And it's not an easy task. Just 2 months ago, I lost one of my main accounts. I was down to 2 nights. You know, and people don't realize that, and especially in the wintertime, that's a slow time of year. Christmas comes, and all these bars will start undercutting or cutting pays, and you know, I had lost a lot of gigs, you know, but you know, I was fortunate that I picked some more up, so everything worked out. It was really good.
Do you got any Twitter feeds? Let's get some promo on.
Facebook is obviously I spell my name Deejay Capone, so you can pretty much look me up at Twitter the same way, Deejay Capone. Facebook same way. I've got a fan page. I've got a personal page. There's some other pages out there too that are not as, you know, that you can either add yourself to. But that's about it. I got a website, www.djcapone.com. I actually need to get on there and update some things, so you can check out the website definitely. But yeah, definitely check me out, support me, hit me up on SoundCloud. I've got some, you know, some free remixes and things like that on there that you can actually download and help out your sets. But anybody, yeah, reach out to me, email me. I'm an open book, you know. I'm down to help anybody.
You heard it first. DJ Capone, DJ PackJamz, PackJamz TV signing off.
Yo.